Welcome to the Lifestyle Medicine Update. I'm Dr. James Machino. I'm holding in my hand a great review paper on the medicinal benefits of ground flaxseed that was published in the journal Comprehensive Reviews in Food Science and Food Safety in 2010. Now, I personally have a heaping tablespoon of ground flaxseed each day, which I add to my protein shake, or I sprinkle it onto some non-fat plain yogurt, usually with a high-fiber breakfast cereal as well. Ground flaxseed is unique in various ways. It contains an omega-3 fat known as alpha-linolenic acid, although consuming flaxseed oil provides much higher content of this important omega-3 fat. But flaxseed also contains a unique lignin known as the SLD. So upon ingestion of ground flaxseed, the SLD gets absorbed and gets metabolized by the gut bacteria and converted into enterolactone and enterodiol, which are estrogen lookalike compounds classified as phytoestrogens. Now, once in the lower intestinal tract, the enterolactone and enterodiol formed from ground flaxseed gets absorbed into the bloodstream. Now, enterolactone and enterodiol have been shown to have important anti-cancer effects, especially with respect to breast and prostate cancer. For example, women excreting higher amounts of enterolactone in their urine have been shown to have a lower breast cancer incidence compared to women excreting very low amounts. The same is true for isoflavones derived from the ingestion of soy products and soy-based supplements. The higher urinary excretion of isoflavones is linked to lower breast cancer incidence in many population studies. Now, enterolactone and enterodiol from flaxseed also decrease the form of estrogen that's shown to be very carcinogenic. This is known as the 16-hydroxyestrone form. And ingesting ground flaxseed increases the form of estrogen that's been shown to be sort of preventative against breast and endometrial cancer, which is known as the 2-hydroxyestrone. Now, animal studies also show that ground flaxseed inhibits breast cancer incidence in various models. Now, in a woman's body, the effect of ground flaxseed depends on the woman's present estrogen state. So in a premenopausal woman, ground flaxseed supplementation tends to tone down the effects of a high estrogen state and thus can be helpful in combating PMS, fibrocystic breast disease, uterine fibroids, possibly endometriosis, which are all made worse in a high circulating estrogen environment. Now, in menopausal women, when estrogen levels drop very low, ground flaxseed supplementation has been shown to help reduce menopausal symptoms by providing some mild estrogen stimulation to target tissue. Now, regarding prostate health in men, ground flaxseed supplementation has been shown to inhibit cell division rates of prostate cancer cells in experimental studies, and in men with existing localized prostate cancer, men ingesting 30 grams of ground flaxseed daily showed that the tumor cell division slowed down, and some tumor cells actually committed suicide, what we call apoptosis or programmed cell death, while these men were awaiting surgery. So these men were also put on a low-fat diet, which may have also explained part of the tumor division slowing rate that they experienced, because a low-fat diet is also very helpful. Now, in another human study, showed that ground flaxseed and a low-fat diet lowered the PSA blood level in men who followed the program. So the lower the PSA, the less chance of cancer being present in the prostate gland. So these are all really good outcomes. Experimental studies have also shown that flaxseed can inhibit colon and skin cancer in cell culture studies and in animal studies. Now, ground flaxseed also provides antioxidant effects that have been shown to block chromosomal damage of DNA, also linked to cancer in general. So the key thing to know is that ground flaxseed contains 800 times more of these types of lignins that generate enterolactone and enterodiol than any other food. So there really is no substitute for ground flaxseed. But you might want to know that other plant foods also contain lignins that are also important in human health, but only ground flaxseed contains SLD, which leads to increased blood levels of enterolactone and enterodiol. However, other types of lignins have additional anti-cancer properties, and so the ingestion of certain grains like wheat and barley and oats, as well as beans and lentils and soybeans and other legumes and certain vegetables like garlic and asparagus, broccoli, carrots, are also important sources of other types of cancer-fighting lignins that you should be aware of. They're helpful. Now, with respect to ground flaxseed, you should also know that it contains both types of dietary fiber, the fiber that lowers cholesterol and the fiber that improves regularity of the intestinal tract, which is also associated with decreased diverticular disease and possibly colon cancer. Now, ground flaxseed has also been shown to lower blood sugar, including in diabetic subjects. So in this regard, it's been shown to reduce insulin resistance and has been shown to lower the glycemic response to food by 28% compared to the individuals who were in the control group who didn't have any ground flaxseed. So to get the benefits of ground flaxseed, a person typically has to take 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. Make sure the seeds are already ground before you ingest them, as the outer husk of of this flaxseed is really too hard for your digestive enzymes to break apart. Thus, the only way to get access to the medicinal ingredients in flaxseed is to ingest them only after they've already been ground. Okay, I suggest that you think about having 1 large heaping tablespoon of ground flaxseed each day, or at least 2 level tablespoons, as an additional part of your wellness program. I've included the reference to the review article in the text below if you wish to read it firsthand and sort of gather some additional knowledge. So good luck with your wellness goals. Thanks for watching.